Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We want to thank our viewers and also our guest who is online now. We want to thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining. We'd like to know where you're connecting from. Please kindly put your name on the chat bar, comment section, your name and where you're connecting from. I want to say congratulations on your journey to making a difference with me. I'm so excited to getting on this journey. I'm so excited on you getting on this journey with me. We can become that change agent we are all called to be. And on this show, Making a Difference with Sandra Ukoh, we train, we teach, we mentor, we coach on coach people on how they can become better versions of themselves in the areas of the finances, career wise, business, leadership, skills, and relationship. We learn from other people's story, other people's experience in life. We leverage on their experience and their expertise in order for us to get to our destined point that God has ordained for each and every one of us. I mean, we do not need to reinvent the wheel. We need to also learn from their pitfalls where they made mistakes and leverage on it and soar like the eagle so that we can get to our goals faster than planned, and we can become that 360-degree personality, having a changed personality and being a person of difference, making a difference in our world. And today I have a guest with me. Her name is Terry Mann. And before I bring her off stage, I'd like to read a bio so that you know her expertise and you can glean from her. It was over 39 years ago when Terry started a career in the financial services industry, holding positions from bank teller, branch manager, branch administrator, learning and performance specialist, and the vice president of the corporate training. During the tenure as the vice president of the corporate training, Terry managed the learning and performance team while coordinating and developing a training curriculum for more than 450 employees in the area of personal and professional development. She is skilled in organizational management and has worked with corporations and non-profit organizations. She's knowledgeable in the fields of human performance technology, leadership development, project management, facilitation, and instructional design. Terry is now using her experience in the field of learning and performance to develop and coach aspiring leaders in a consulting firm, 10 Consulting. 10 Consulting is a training and development consulting firm where training expertise matters. Terry shares a leadership expertise to strengthen aspiring leaders and seasoned professionals through workshops, seminars, keynote speaking, and coaching. And as an independent executive director of the John Maxwell Certified Speaker Training and Coach, she aids individuals in their personal and professional growth through tested leadership principles and practical application. Terry membership in the Toastmasters, wow, began in 2008. Terry E. Mann is a native of Cleveland, who grew up in the suburb of Shaker Heights, Ohio. She attended Ohio University and earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in Human Environment and Design. She later attended the University of Phoenix, where she awarded a Master's of Arts degree in Organizational Management. Terry accepted a leadership role in Alpha Kappa, Alpha Sorority Incorporated, since being an active member for the last 45 years as a member of the Pilsar Omega chapter in Southfield. She has held numerous chapter positions and served twice as the chapter president. Wow. In addition, Terry served as the president of the Purse of Service Foundation, Incorporated, for 12 consecutive years. In her spare time, you may find Terry calling or with a good book or a new fun baby sports, interacting with the AKA team group, learning a new also dance. Oh, that's awesome. Documenting a family ancestry or working on a special project or presentation. That is so awesome. So great to hear from you, Ma. And then Next person you get to see on stage is Terry Mann. So great to have you, Ma. I'm so
Great to be
honored
here.
making us
Such a
time.
privilege. Thank you. Such a privilege to
It's
be
so
with you today.
awesome. Thank you for honoring the invitation. I like our audience to learn and hear from you. Perhaps there's some that things I didn't mention in your bio and the things you're doing right now to making a difference in your world. You might want to share it with us. We want to hear from you from the horse's mouth.
So, what I'm doing right now,
Can you tell us a bit of yourself? Some of the things I didn't say in your bio, where you're making a difference, what you're doing presently.
well, just in using the resources that we have available and being able to provide training to professionals, young professionals, aspiring professionals, seasoned professionals. It's never really too late for you to really learn anything new. It is really all about how do I increase my own personal growth? That's what the John Maxwell team is really all about. How do we provide additional resources to help people continue their personal growth? So being retired, that's one thing that's not in the bio. I'm now retired. And so this is
Ah, where
how
did
I
that happen?
yeah, this is how I use my retirement is to really do what I love. And that is to provide training in the training and development field. And so and it's been wonderful. It's been an excellent opportunity.
It is because, like Papa John will always say, success is not enough. Success is not a destination. We have moved on from success to living a life of significance, where
That's
you want to
correct.
give back. You know, you want to give back to humanity. You want to give back to your community. You want to be a person of impact, a person of difference. You do not want to acquire these wealth, but you are giving it out to others. And it is said, we are not a reservoir, we are a river. We flow to others. And when you flow to others, you get more. You're refreshed. You get something new. But a reservoir just keeps to itself. And after a long period of time, it stinks. It comes up with a stench because it is
Because it
not
becomes
clean.
stagnant. Remember
Yeah,
that reservoir has stagnant water in it. And so when
yeah.
you become stagnant, yeah, it will have a stench to it. And so you
And that's
need
what
to be
happens
able
to
to
life.
share.
A lot of people think they've arrived. And once they're out of school, they think that learning has come to an end. But learning is ever progressing, ever going, because the moment you stop learning, your cells, your brain cells starts dying. And that's why, I love what you're doing. A lot of times people say it is time for me to retire. Retire to do what? You're retiring to stay at home, or you're retiring to refire.
And I'm
Because the
retiring to
moment you say
refire.
you're retiring, your brain accepts it that you are going back to doing nothing.
Yeah. And
But
it was really interesting. My first mastermind, I did a polling question that said that I asked the participants who had reached their full potential. And two participants said they had. And I said, "Really? I want to know what you did to reach your full potential. You have got
oh
to
my
share the
God.
secret." And so, needless to say, I went through my whole presentation. And so I said, okay, so the two people that answered they have reached their full potential, please share how you've reached your full potential.
Sure.
And so after I had went through the presentation, of course, they misunderstood the question. And
Wow.
one of them said, "I thought you were meaning because I had retired that I had made my full potential." She said, "But I haven't." And I said, "No, you haven't. You haven't reached your full potential.
Not at
You're
all.
constantly learning and growing and doing things."
Yeah.
So they took full potential, and equated it with retirement. So it's funny
Yeah.
that you would use that word retire, and it's not. It's two different things.
It
And
is.
yeah, and you
It
still
is.
need to read and learn.
Yeah, it's a never ending exercise. You keep reading, even when you're out of the four walls of the school. You are still reading. You're still learning. The internet is a wild place where people go to find out information. You're reading. You're getting skilled up on other areas. You're looking at other areas where you want to, strengthen yourself. other areas of diversification, things that people are doing, what is trending now, what do I need to do, how do I impact my, yeah, the moment you say you're done or you've gotten to your full potential, then what are you living for?
Right.
What are you living for? Because you've gotten to the end of life. So
Mhm.
when everyone who says they've gotten to their full potential, either they do not have a clear understanding of what a full potential does mean,
Yes.
because
Mhm.
the moment you say you've gotten to your full potential, you don't have any need for anything extra. You are like God. You are full and complete. So let's just go straight into the question. I appreciate that question and I appreciate that word, retirement. It is not time to retire, it's a time to refire.
Yes.
There is something God has put in you that you're yet to harness, that you're yet to use, you're yet to use to, to affect your world on the positive. Because a lot of times I tell people, I said the burial ground where you bury people is so rich of great ideas of men and women who never harness their potentials.
That's true.
Who thought, oh, I still have 5 years more, I still have 20 years more to live. Nobody is promised of tomorrow. We are only
No.
concerned about today. Today is only what God has given unto us. So, and that's why, with the John Maxwell theme, what John always says, he said, wake up in the morning, ask yourself, who is that person God has put in my path to be a blessing to? And before you go back to bed again, ask yourself, have I met anyone? Have I been a blessing to someone today? And that when you take that as a lifestyle, you will go out intentionally with a consciousness to be a blessing to someone,
Mhm.
either by preaching the gospel to someone and bringing them back home, or being a blessing, or extending your hand of wealth to somebody who is hungry and giving them food or something else just to make life easy for them. So it
So
goes
true.
beyond, yeah, it goes beyond just, saying you've gotten to the full potential. Full
Mhm.
potential means you don't need anything more, nothing extra. You're just okay by yourself. I want to go straight into my questions of today before we
Okay.
digress. Normally I find that I try to ask questions that what informed what you read in the university or your college, because I want to inform the young generation coming behind us what why the reason they need to go further with their education. I have friends whose kids, some of them, after college, after high school, never went to college. They're already making money. And I told them, I said, beyond just going to college to read to read a course, it is about your building your intellectual capacity. It is about you networking. It's about you maturing to what you are called to be. A lot of times, while we're young, we say we want to be musicians, we want to be dancers, we want to be these. But as we get mature, things changes. Evolution takes place.
Mhm.
You find
Mhm.
that a child who wants to become a musician, a singer, now says, "Oh, no, 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 no! I don't want to be. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer." So I want to inform. I want to share with our audience what informed you in your degree or whatever you read in your college. Are you still pursuing it? Is it something you're living on? Are you still working on it? Two. And if you're working on it,
Mhm.
what kept you there? There must be a staying power. There must be something that is keeping you. Because a lot of times our youth now, they try something, it's not working, they junk it, they pick something else, they try it, it's not working, they junk it, and they keep going around in circles and never achieving or building anything.
Yeah. It's funny you would ask that question because I have to kind of date myself because when I was in college, one of the main things that was the key for us that came up in the 70s was to get a degree. It didn't matter what your degree was in as long as you had a degree. I
Sure.
had a I'm trying to figure out how he would be my boss's boss at this bank that I ended up working with. And he said, when you have your degree, it shows you're at least trainable.
Sure.
And that was back in the 70s. But remember, education has transitioned so that it's not about the degree, it's about now we need to be specialized in the degree we have. So you asked me if I'm working in the degree that I got. No. I As you read in my bio, I have a bachelor's of science in human environment and design. And what does that mean? It's really fashion merchandising and promotion. I worked in it for 1 year or maybe about 18 months. And then the retail industry or the financial that industry really kind of gobbled up because of the recession in the 80s. So the recession really took a turn on how we were doing in the retail. There was a time, some young folks don't even they couldn't even relate. Malls weren't open on Sundays. Stores weren't open on Sundays. The reason that a lot of the retail industry started opening on Sundays was because of the recession and they needed a way to make money. So they started staying open late on Fridays, staying open late on Saturdays. They used to close at 6 on Saturday. Mall would be closed at 6 o'clock on a Saturday, stay to 9 on Saturdays and open on Sundays till 6. So they needed to find some way to increase the economic value in order to give the customers another end going in. So of course that changed the whole industry. And I got out. I got out. I knew that was not meant for
For me,
me.
yeah.
And so I ended up in banking. And that's where my career landed me. So that's why I started as a teller. Then I got into the management training program. Then I became a branch manager, branch administrative manager, and then I transitioned over to the training department in my last career. So the key is and now they're saying there's a lot of fields that aren't being met because there's no one that's learning to do the jobs. Carpenters, plumbers, electricians, and they're making a really nice salary
Yes,
because of the
yeah.
trade that they're in. So this is the key. Learn something, do something, be something that you want to be. Follow your passion. Because when you follow your passion, you're going to do everything it is to. If I was a passionate about being a plumber, I'm going to learn everything I need to know how to be a plumber. I'm going
Yeah.
to know how to fit a pipe, how to redo a bathroom, whatever it is. I've had some work done on my bathroom, so I know kind of the ins and outs. But you learn everything, and you don't mind learning that. And so that's how you become good, is because you have incorporated your passion in what you want to do. That's why I love training and development. This is my passion. When I first landed my first training job, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I love this job. I love this job.
Oh my God.
And that's what we need to do. And so a lot of young people, the reason that they quit in that hop, see, some of us are from another generation, and our generation is we stick with a job for 35
Yeah,
years, get the watch.
sure.
That ain't happening. So we need to stop trying to put these old fashioned things on these kids these days because they're not listening to that. That doesn't resonate with them. They're
No.
trying to find out who they are. And the only way you're going to find out who you are is do a couple of different things. But it all rolls back to this. What did you really want to do when you was little? You'll turn right back around. They used to ask me that when I was 5 years old. I said, I wanted to be a teacher. And look, I'm training and development. But the only difference is it's not with children, it's with adults. And
Yeah.
that's where my passion is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Following your passion.
Yes,
Following your passion is key because you never get tired, you never get weary, you are happy doing it. Even when you meet obstacles on the way, others, you keep at it and you keep working it until you make it an
so true.
end. And
That's
true,
so
that's
true.
awesome. And finding out who you are. You never get to know what you're called to do or what you are meant to do until you try out something. If you keep holding your hands and it's okay, I'll just wait for God to tell me what to do. You'll be there all day,
Okay.
all year, till the end of eternity. And
Yep.
that's why I tell people you must try several things. People who call you names, you are there, you're doing this, you're doing that. It is whilst trying those different options that you get good, that you know what
Correct.
you are called to do.
Hmm.
Sometimes easily people get to find out, oh, this is my passion. So it's easy for them to just wake up in the morning and go with their passion. Some might be difficult for them. They're not able to find out what they love to do. They might have to try how to bake, how to fix a car, how to, have a laundry shop. They might have to try several things in order to be able to find
That's
out,
right.
oh, this is what I think I love to do. Because whilst not trying anything, you will never know what you're good at. So,
That's
but
true.
whilst trying them, you will make mistakes. Whilst making mistakes, you know what you're called to do, and you'll be able to make a difference in your world.
And
I,
that's how you learn. That's
yeah,
how you learn. You make the
oh,
mistakes, you learn,
yeah,
and
that's
then
why
you
that's why it's
regroup. That's the whole
sure.
point.
And that's why it is said repetition is the key to learning. You have to fail. And it is said that failure keeps you humble. Once you fail, it helps you go back to the drawing board to find out, okay, what did I do wrong? Where did I
Mhm,
get it wrong?
mhm.
So that I can, leverage on it, get good, study on it, and become good. Because once you don't fail and you keep succeeding and keep passing, you will never know the other side of life. And before you know it, pride will set in. Like the other word time I attended the IMC, Papa John said, he spoke about failure and success. He said, when you keep succeeding, pride gets into you. But when you fail, it brings humility. And he said both of them must be kept close to each other. And people are wondering, why? Why would I keep success and failure close? He said, because that brings you to be resilient. It helps you to be resilient because once you fail, you try again, you fail, you try again, you
Mhm,
keep being at it and keep. And that's why the soldier ants, once they want to make a hole into your house, they keep going every day to eat the wood and make a
mhm,
hole. And that's why before you know it, they bore a hole into
mhm.
a wooden cabinet
Yep.
because they are committed. They are committed. So whatever you find yourself doing and you think you are getting good at doing and you love it, please just keep doing it. You might not be making money in the very few years around the time. It's not the time to give up. It's not about your
Mm-mm.
money. It's not about the money you make, but about the passion, about the fulfillment you will get in the long run.
Right.
It's
And like
about
we said earlier on, excuse me for cutting you
no,
early
it's
on,
fine.
it's about adding value to people. So how do you add value to people? And sometimes when you add value to people, there's no cost to it. It's about
No.
what can I share? It's about sharing what you know.
Sharing is caring, that my daughter will
That's
always say.
correct.
So when you give, when you share, you care for others. And
Yep,
in return, you are helping yourself.
that's correct.
Everyone who hoards, who keeps to himself, eventually is doing a disservice to themselves.
Mhm.
Because when you give and you train and you input in people, you are training them for yourself in the future because you don't know where you'll meet them. So, and like he rightly said with the GMT, he says, we are a people of value,
Right.
adding value to others. If you don't see value in yourself, if you don't value the life that God has given you, if you don't have self love, there is no way you can extend that same love to somebody else. So it starts by, having a self talk, a self worth, speaking to yourself and loving yourself. Then you can extend that love to somebody else. You don't give what you
That's
don't
so true.
have.
Sure
You don't give
can.
what you have. It is said garbage in, garbage out. It is what
Mhm.
you have on the inside that you will give to somebody. If you are loving, you are caring, you are doing all to make other people's life good, you will get it in return. And likewise, the other time he said, when once you see people, would you rather give them a 10 or a 0? If you're asked, he said, give everybody a 10. Give them a benefit of doubt. Let them be the one to disappoint themselves. Let them be the one to fail. Because what you sow is what you reap. If you look less and mark people down, that's what you're going to get. But if you expect good and see the best in others, value them, give them a 10. Let them disappoint themselves. They could think they're doing you, but they're never doing you. They're actually running themselves. So I
Mhm.
want to go to the next question. You told me about your education, which is awesome for me. I learned a lot from you, and I want to find out, how did you manage with your business whilst working? Were you doing your business, or did you wait till you resign and retire to start something? Were you doing both of them together, pari passu? Because a lot of times I find that people, once they retire, and they do not know where to go. A lot of times, most people don't know what to do next because
Mhm.
they've never tried a business before. They've
Mhm.
never groomed anything to do. So once they retire, the fear of, oh my God, this is all they've given unto me. This is my money, and I can't afford to make a mistake. This is all I've got, and this is all my life savings. So that fear comes in. So I want people to learn from you that what did you do whilst working? Were you growing your business alongside? And how did you fare all through the period whilst working, whilst doing your business?
Well, as I shared with you earlier, this is my passion. And when I started in the training and development field in 1999, it was my desire to only learn the business and start my own business. In doing that, and in fact, doing the training and development for small credit unions, that was my idea. And I got comfortable and I stayed with the company for 19 years as opposed to venturing out on my own. So when it was time for me to retire, now I'm retired. So I wasn't doing the dual thing, working the job and working my business. I did the separation, did the retirement, and now I'm starting my own business. So I didn't juggle. I didn't juggle and so I did it after I retired. So I was kind of clear on that note. And it was really a time for me to really kind of get back into who I wanted to be. And I had some life-changing events. My stepdad died, and then I was forced into retirement, and then my mom died. And that I had to sit back and just kind of think, where is it do I want to go next? What is it that I want to do? I can't sit in the house. I mean, really, I can't sit in the house and just grieve my parents. I just can't do that. My mother would have a fit. She would come back and say, you know better than that. But I really had to sit down and figure out what it was that I wanted to do. And I looked at a couple things. I got attached to this other company that had some training materials that I got involved in. And then right at the beginning of the pandemic, I see an email from the John Maxwell team that says, try the 15 invaluable laws for 7 days. And I said, oh, okay, what else am I doing? We can't go nowhere. So I did it. I did this training for 7 days, and it was so powerful that the next opportunity, I looked at another email, and the next thing I knew, May 30th, 2020, I was signed in to the Maxwell leadership team, and I was on. I was on from that point going forward. But the key was, in the interim, I had a sorority sister that wanted me to do some training for her company. But in order for me to do that, if it worked out, how were they going to pay me? I needed to get a business name. I needed to get a tax ID number, because you don't want, well, I'm just kind of in business. Well, you can just send a name that they ain't gonna send me no check. They'll send it to the business, but then they gotta send. So I started that way. So I kind of got my name going, got my EIN and all of that, and registered with the state of Michigan so that I could actually begin
This
doing my business. Right. And that's the history of TEM Consulting LLC.
awesome.
After During retirement.
Yeah, but a lot of times, sometimes you don't know where you're going, but you just start going. Like Martin Luther will always say, just keep moving. By
Yes,
all means,
yes.
just keep moving. Do something. Just don't fold your hands. Don't wait for the best time. He said, if you look at the weather, you will never sow. So be all out there, even when it's not convenient. Be found doing something.
Then you
And
have to be
yeah,
prepared. And it's ready to prepare than to prepare to be prepared. You can't wait, because the opportunity is gonna fall aside. So
yeah,
you
but you
got to
get
be
prepared
prepared
because
before
you
the
never know
opportunity.
when the opportunity will come.
That's
Just like you
correct.
said, you got your business name ready, or and not too long, you were called to come and train a company. You can imagine you get there, you got there, and so I'm sorry, I'm just about starting out. I don't have a business name, neither do I have an account. Can you pay to my name, to my account? They
No, they're
probably
not gonna
won't.
do that.
They won't take you for serious. They probably call somebody else who has probably sent a proposal, who is well organized, and they will do business. So oftentimes, I just tell people, get ready, be prepared.
Yeah,
You can think all you're gathering, all the knowledge, all the wealth of knowledge you're gathering is a waste. It's never a waste. A time will come for you to show it forth. An opportunity will come, and when you're ready, it latch on you and you can run with it. I
that's
want to take a
correct.
minute or 2 minutes. I because there is a book I wrote, and the title of the book is "Can Anything Hold You Back?" and subtitle "Making a Difference." Can anything make stop you from becoming your best version? Nothing. So I'm going to just use that time to take a break to
Okay.
show the book and the book trailer.
Have you got a copy of this book, Can Anything Hold You Back? Subtitle Making a Difference? You need to go get it now. We are called not to fit into the pattern of the world, but to stand out. These can only be achieved by being self aware. This book is available now on Amazon.com and Jumaya.com as an ebook as well as a print book. It is also available for purchase on www.sandraukoh.com.
Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome our guests and welcome our viewers. I just decided to take this break and just to showcase my book. And if you've not gotten a copy, please go online, search for the book. Can anything keep you back from becoming your best versions? Nothing should keep you back.
Mhm.
And normally, what keeps us back from
It's
becoming
ourselves.
our best version is ourselves.
Hmm.
Look inward. If you begin to live life from the inward out, you begin to influence others. You begin to look at the real thing that makes you, not what you see around. Like you rightly said the other time, is finding who you are, self-aware. A lot of times why we have what we call, even with the youths now, such that they don't know what they want. They have what you call identity crisis. They're getting off their life and like they're finding their filthy. Who am I? What am I called to do? So a lot of times those are challenges they face. And so they try this, oh, it's not working. My friend is doing this, let me do that. But the moment you know who you're called to be, you're able to stand and face and confront whatever obstacles you see or you face whilst in your journey to success. Because we all have a journey, we all have a path.
Hmm.
And the marathon run is not a sprint. It's a never end. You never know when the marathon will end. So you've got to run your race well. And you've got to run with passion so that you can get to the end. Because at the end of the day, you find that people who are draggy feet, who are not sure of where they're going to, they get stumbled on the way and they fall back. They don't continue. So I want to thank you for that other question. You know, thank you for your time, Mara. And I also want to find out, as per your relationship, how did you manage running your business and your relationship? Because I believe relationship seems to be the highest of all currency. You can compare relationship with money. Money
Hmm.
once you lose money, you can often get money back. Once you lose a good relationship, sometimes you might not be able to get it back. And even if you do get it back, it might not be as you it was meant to be in the first place. So, how did you manage doing your business with your family, friends out there? How the day, how did you perceive, having those relationships? Were they helpful? Were they a plus to you? Or, you just, we would like to hear from you.
Well, as I just said, my main cheerleaders, they passed in 2018, and that
Yeah.
was my mom and my stepdad. And so when that relationship was no longer in its physical, because it's still
In the spirit,
here
girl,
in the spiritual.
you know?
There was nothing to manage and there was nothing to seek. But the key for me was that my mom would always say, do your best, whatever you do. If you're going to do it, give it your all. So when I decided to start my business, I just said, this is something I wanted to do, and let me give it my all. As far as friendships and relationships, you keep those intact. However, you in order for me to be consistent, and I have to say, okay, you know what? I got some business that I got to do. I can't do that because I'm doing this. And the friends that that have rallied around me are my supporters as well. And so they understand. They're not detractors, because sometimes we can have detractors in our lives that are not
Sure.
good. And the
Yeah,
detractors are the ones that don't want you to succeed. They're
not
the
at all.
ones that will tell you, oh, you don't need to do that, girl. Come on and go with us down here. Or
Oh,
you don't so when someone starts interrupting your dream of the way you see your progress, then you say, yeah,
you put an
and
end.
leave them alone. Or as my mother said, push them aside or keep them at arm's length. Because when someone doesn't embrace what you're doing, you don't want them in your circle. Everyone does not need to be in your circle. So
Everybody cannot be your friend.
Yeah. So sometimes we have to say, and it's nothing nice and phony. You ain't got to be nasty about it or anything like that. You just say, hey, you know what? I'm doing this over here. It's got a chance to do with my business. Or I'm doing this over here. It's got to, and the first thing they're going to say is, you always doing something with your business, right? You're right. I am, because this is something that I see that I am bringing value to other people, and I want to continue to do that. So I'll catch up with you later. And pretty soon you won't be catching up with them at all. You would have
Yeah.
just moved them on out, which is that's
Yeah,
what you
you
want to
you
do.
you you said it all. You said it all. Yeah, because there's some relationship that are toxic. You don't want to have them around you.
Mhm.
But even when you do not want to have them around you, you do not break
You
a
don't,
relationship.
yeah.
Yeah, in a
You
rude way. You keep
look
them
at
at
it this,
confidence. Be
look at
friendly.
it this, Just look at it this way. When you grow into trying to find your potential, you're not going to take everybody with you. No
No,
way. So just look at it that way. You've outgrown them, and there's no need to be
on their
ostentatious about
level.
it, or you could be very humble about, I've just grown in a different capacity. And you have to think about it this way. When you went to college, you had your high school friends, and then when you went to college, you got your college friends.
Yeah,
And as you spent those 4 years in college, your high school friends, if some of them didn't go to school,
you drop them.
you kind of drop them. You see them at the 10-year reunion, the 20, and you throw up your hand. How you doing? It's so good to see you. But that's
You
about
know. Oh,
Yeah, so when you're
oh,
growing, you don't want to have those kind of
yeah,
negative Nellies or negative Neds, whatever you want to call them. But you want people that's going to speak life into what you're doing. You want people
yeah.
that's going to to just give you that encouragement. That's what I loved about my parents. They were very encouraging. My stepfather didn't say much, but whatever he said, just his presence,
It's
I
enough.
knew it was okay.
Oh
Just
my
his very
God.
presence. You
You
know,
have the right connection.
yeah, it was
You
just
know?
his presence. Now my mother, she gonna say whatever, you know how mamas are. She gonna say whatever she wanna say, however she wanna say.
She just
But
passes a message and you must be there. And you must embrace it. You must take it. Yeah. There is, I think, attending an event that says there are three things that makes you: the book you read, the people you hang around,
uh-huh.
and the environment where you grow. So if you are not putting the right words inside of you, it's only a matter of time. You are going to expose yourself because it is what you have on the inside that's going to show up. You can sell what you don't have. You can tell what you don't have. You can give what you don't have. Then, two, what environments are you growing? Do you have a positive environment? Do you have an environment that tears you down and try to bring you down? You need to run away from such environments.
Mm-hmm.
Three, who do you hang around? Who are your friends? Everybody doesn't have to be your friends. They could be your acquaintances. Hi, 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 how you doing? And that's where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're talking about friendship, they are running with you. They are helping you. They are supporters. They are your referrers and they are your cheerleaders. Once you do not have them doing any of those positive things, they aren't your friend. They're antagonizing you. And it's just a matter of time. You keep remaining with such toxic friend, you will be like them. He said, if you
Mm-hmm.
can't beat them, join them. And so if you don't want to join them, you leave them behind and you move on. It's not anything bad. It's just because you have a different passion. You have different things that resonate with you. You have
Mm-hmm.
friends who like clubbing and going out over the weekend, and you want to do something else with your life. You want to attend a transformational event. You want to go train some people in the community. You want to add value to people. And she's like, oh, every time you're working all around the clock. You can now, you're like, our dreams, we are not matching. You like to enjoy because a lot of people want to be at the comfort zone where
Mm-hmm.
everything is easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people when you get success very easy, be careful because you'll lose that same success easily. And getting it again might be difficult.
Yeah.
So everything you get, check it out. How did you get it? If you
Mm-hmm.
work for it with the help of God, you will be able to keep it. But if you got it easy through a back door, it will go back again through the back
The
door.
back door. That's
And
right.
you do not want to fight. And it is said, if you run away from your battles in the day of trouble, you will live to fight it some other day. And you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to fight battles when you're 60, 70, when you can raise up
Too
your hand
old. You're too old.
to want to
You
fight
ain't,
it.
you ain't got,
So
you ain't got the energy.
I want to say this to encourage our youths because a lot of times I know that people throw in the towels. When things become difficult, they stop doing it, want to end it. And when things become tough, they either want to take away their life, and I get to see that a lot of times. He just committed suicide. He's just there. He's just there. And the first thing I ask myself is because they are empty. Their soul, their mind is empty. If you have something else that you're anchoring on on God. You have God in your inside. When things go bad, you lean and you go back to Him and find out what did I do wrong? How do I get up? But
Mm-hmm.
once they are empty, they have nothing inside of them. They feel that oh, they created themselves, so they can take their life. So this is a statement because I know that a lot of people throw in the towers. They want things to be easy for them. They want to be in the expedient um, arena where things are easy and convenient. If it is not easy, then I cannot do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we are learning from you that it wasn't easy for you. You had to work for 30. When I saw your bow, I was like, wow, you have been working for 30, 39 years and been in the industry somehow 45 years. That means you never took a break. That means there must be something that is giving you fulfillment. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why we need to discover our passion, discover who you are, discover what you're called to be. There is a saying that says you are paid for your career, but you are made for your
Made for
call,
your job. Mm-hmm.
for your
Mm-hmm. That's
calling.
Steve Harvey.
So once
Mm-hmm.
you know your calling, you'll be glad to do it, even if
Yeah.
if you're not being paid for it. Because you're doing it and it's putting smiles on God's face, and it's also putting smiles on your face because you are living a life of significance. You are living a mark in the sand of times. And you'll find out that whatever you give to people, money can buy it. In return, it becomes an intellectual property that you've given them for life. You've enriched them and they will never forget you. And that's why teachers are well recognized. Their students after 10, 20, 30 years still want to celebrate their teachers because oftentimes they have worked and they have passed something into these young boys and young girls. And
Mm-hmm.
so once they leave school, and if you've impacted those lives, they always come back to be a blessing to you. I want to thank you
So
and also
true.
want to find out from you when you have low moments, how did you manage? And when you have high moment times for celebration, did you celebrate it? I want to encourage people in this area because when people have difficult times, they want to end it. And when they have successes that are small, they just want to push it under the carpets. But I want to let them know that we need to celebrate those little successes. So, can
Mhm.
you share your experience with us when you had a low moment and when you had a high moment? How did you manage both?
When you have low moments, if you don't have God in your life, it's going to be very difficult for you to come out of it.
Hmm.
I had a praying mother, and she instilled in me in making sure that I knew who God was and is. And so I say to those that do not have a personal relationship with God, is to get a personal relationship with him, because he will help you through those low moments. He will remind you of all the promises that he has said that are for you. And in her final days, one of the promises that she would always repeat to me: he will never leave you
Not
nor
forsake
forsake
you.
you. And she would say it just like that. And she would repeat it: he will never leave you nor forsake you.
Forsake you.
And I was like, okay, ma, but yet and still, now she's gone. Okay. Now she's gone.
Those words will
But
come back.
those words that I just say to you, he will never leave
Never
you
leave
nor
you.
forsake you. He's better than a mother and a father and a sister and a
Much
brother.
more.
So when you develop that personal relationship with God, can't nobody take that away from you. And he will help you come out of the drumdrums of whatever you're feeling. But see, I was raised in a household, we didn't have pity parties. So you didn't if you something went wrong, you got out of that pity party very quickly, because
Yeah.
you looked at your blessings of what he had done for you up until that point, and you thanked him for what he did, what he has done, and what he will continue to do
To
in order
do.
for you to be
To have
better.
more.
And so guess what? That takes you out. Just think, my voice even changed. Even in that, just sharing that, it's something about having the word of God in you, that you don't need nobody else but him. So when you get down and out, you can go to him, and guess what? He ain't gonna tell nobody what you said. He ain't gonna tell
Not at
nobody what
all.
you did. He ain't gonna tell nobody nothing, because it's him. But you
Yeah.
tell your friend, she gonna tell her other friend, he gonna tell his other friend, and it's gonna get like that. And then the next thing, your business is out in the street. God don't tell your business. That's who you be
Mm-mm.
needing to tell your
Yeah.
business.
He's your confidence.
Then when you have those glory moments, you're gonna have them. Give him all the glory. Give him
Sure.
all it. I could not have done this of what I'm doing had it not been for him.
Hmm.
He's the one that helped me to get out of that drundrum of being sad because my parents died. My parents is not the only one that done died, but to me at the time, they was the only parents in the whole wide world. But when you think about it, my mother's mother died when she was 6 months old.
Oh,
Okay,
6 months.
6 months, and I said, Lord, you let me have mine till I was 62. Why am I upset?
Wow.
Okay. So when you look at how he has done what he has done for you, you praise him, you give him the honor, you give him the glory. You tell your tell your friends that good news. Tell your friends how he helped you through that. Tell your friends how he helped you get that job. Tell your friends that good news. Let's see how many folks they tell that to. That's all I got to say on that.
True. True, because it is said that negative news moves very fast.
That's
But
correct.
good news, everybody wants to hold it.
Hmm.
I don't know why. It just resonates with me. And that's why even sharing the good news, the Bible, it's a difficult thing. But all other things are being shared everywhere
That's
on
correct.
social media, everywhere. You get to hear it, even when you do not want to hear it.
Right.
You have no choice but to hear.
Right.
Awesome. What you just said now is so great. There is no trial without triumph. You must go
No.
through the test for you to have a testimony.
Testimony. Hmm.
And you must
Hmm.
share and share. Like I watched Steve Harvey. There was a time he said he has two lists. He has the want list and the grateful list. It's like the want list. He wrote all he wanted from God. Then he had the thankful list, the grateful list. He said every time he wakes up in the morning, he comes to say, "Thank you, Father, for this. Thank you, Father, for this. Thank you, Father." And I thank you for my want list because I know they are gradually moving to the grateful list. And gradually, everything from the want list moved to the grateful list. So let's learn to be thankful.
Yes.
Every little thing that we get in life, let's not come with an ownership mentality. It's my rights. It's my turn. Let's go with a mindset that we are thankful for what we have now. And we
Hmm.
know that God, who has done it in time past, who is doing it right now, will do it tomorrow. And when it's like going to a king and telling the king, I thank you for all you are doing. I thank you for the one you will do tomorrow. He's human. He will be so excited and he would want to give you even the kingdom.
Hmm.
Or if you do the same way and much more to God, you will have everything you so desire, even
Yes.
beyond your expectation. Let's learn to be grateful. Just like she rightly said, every little thing you have, share it around. I know the news might not go around, but you be a mouthpiece for God.
Hmm.
Tell people about what God has done, how He's lifted you. Let others learn. And so people who are finding it difficult can come to you and say, Terry, how are you getting over this? And you are able to share the news to them and they are able to come to God. So let's be a mouthpiece. Let's be a people of difference. Let's make a difference in our world. Like she rightly said, making a difference everywhere you go to, everything you find yourself doing. You will go through trying times, but please, if you have God, He's there to pull you out.
It sure
But if
is.
you do not have Him, oh my God, I don't know what will happen. I don't want to say anything negative, but I'm
You know
sure.
what? I'm just gonna say this, and for those that might find it difficult, because
Yes, I want to ask you that your last
sometimes,
word.
yes, sometimes we have a tendency. Well, I don't like to go to church. You know, you hear young people say that, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna just say this: when you learn the Word of God, it doesn't matter about the church because you're learning the Word.
yeah,
And the best way to learn his word is to go to Sunday school. The
yeah,
very basics. The very basics. Go to your local church. Most churches either have now, they have it online, or they have a Sunday school online, because we have a lot. We live stream our Sunday school classes and you can go in person. But go
oh,
to Sunday school. Learn the Sunday school is just what it is. You learn the Bible through the stories. So all of us learned the one story, David and Goliath. So you
yeah,
learn about David and Goliath and how that all came about, and how David was a once then announced as the king, but all the trials that he went through and solved it. Once he Saul didn't want him to be there. But you learn the word of God. So go to Sunday school. Try that. Just that very little thing. Go to Sunday school every Sunday to learn the word.
thank you. That's awesome. That's a grand way to wrap this up. Make sure you find yourself plugged in into a Sunday school. Get to learn the word and run with the word. It's the word that will make a difference in you.
Yes.
So learn the word, embrace the word, take in the word, chew the word, meditate on the word. The word will make a difference in your
Yes,
life.
it will.
Thank you so much, Terry. I want to thank our audience. And I want to thank everyone connecting, wherever you're connecting from. I want to say thank you. And if this is your first time of being on this show, please kindly like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And please share if this has been a blessing to you. Let others come to glean from our guests. We learn from other people so that we do not need to reinvent the wheel. What she fell into, how she did the business, and she became a success. I want to learn from her. I do not want to go back and learn and go through the painful pits you went through. We can learn from other people and we can get to our destination faster and quicker than earlier planned. Thank you so much and have a blessed evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye.